start of the NAB Cup. It's all about to get real for you.
Yeah, very exciting. It's been a long pre-season. We've been bashing and crashing for about 4 or 5 months now. So it's a good opportunity to see where you're at and the rest of the guys, how we've been tracking over the pre-season. It's a real view once you play those games against other teams.
Everyone who's spoken over the pre-season has been pretty adamant that Richmond really need to make finals this year, and obviously that's the stance that you'll be starting with the NAB Cup.
Oh, look, I think every team aims to make finals every year, and we've had a couple of really good developing years, and it's time that we started taking those steps forward. I'm not going to get hung up over talking about finals before the season even starts, but it'll be interesting to see where we're at against the better sides, especially early in the season, and hopefully we can set a standard that takes us forward and we do play finals at the end of the season.
Will you go hard right from the outset in the NAB Cup, or will it still be trialling like a lot of other teams?
Yeah, I think we've still got a little bit of work to do on the things we've been working on over the pre-season. So I think there'll be times where we field a really strong side, and then other times where we give a couple of guys opportunity. But Dimmer's definitely said from the start of this pre-season that games have to be earned this year, and I think that's what he's going to stand at.
And you'll be in there in the NAB Cup, will you?
Yeah, no doubt. Body's feeling really good, and I think majority of our list is fit and ready to go, so it'll be an interesting selection process.
Just on your body, I mean, you got personal best in most categories last year, but how significant was actually the 22 games compared to what you've gone through the seasons before?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think everyone speaks about having a full season and how important it is, not only for your confidence, but also just to get to know the speed of the game, what it's like to back up every week, and having the confidence in your body to do that. And for me, it was just a year that was good for my development personally, but also within a team that's coming forward and growing together. It's only going to help us going forward.
And no repercussions since the season about finally playing every match. You've still felt good all through this pre-season? Yeah,
the club's been really good at still managing my body and making sure that I do get through to round one. But I'm feeling relatively good going into the pre-season competition. I mean, everyone has a knock here and there in training, and I don't think there'd be an AFL player that's got through without any soreness.
You had surgery at the end of the season, though, didn't you? So did that interrupt any of your pre-season, or you were right from the get-go?
I've been running majority of the pre-season. It was just a slower start than most of the guys, but I think in a way it worked in my favour, and it's given me a chance to build rather than just be straight back into it.
And which of the newer faces can Tiger fans be expecting to see early on in the year?
Well, they're actually a really impressive group, our first years, and obviously we've brought some more experience into the team with Ivan and Steve Morris. But I think young Alice and also Matty Arnott's been impressing, and Todd Alton down forward. I think they might all get an opportunity at some stage during the year. They've just got to put their best foot forward, and it'll be interesting to see where they're at.
We know Jack's obviously a star, but Tyrone Vickery showed a lot last year. Do you think getting Ivan across and freeing Tyrone up even more to show how good he is?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, actually. Hopefully we can see them swapping forward or something like that, and having a presence not only in the forward line but also seeing their talent in the ruck and feeding it down to a midfield that we're starting to build and be relatively strong in comparison to some of the teams in the competition.
Just having a flick through the AFL prospectus, they've sort of highlighted the Tigers' defensive efforts over the last couple of years, finishing, I think, bottom 2 for points against for 3 years in a row. Is that something you've worked on over the summer?
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd be silly without sitting there and thinking that defence isn't one of the most important parts of the game, and it's all well and good. We get drafted knowing that we can play football and we've got the talent to play offensively, but when you develop those defensive skills, and that's what the coaches have been spending a lot of time with, especially our young group, it'll be really good to see how much we have come forward in our progress, and hopefully that shows on or dictates the scoreboard.
Is it primarily a back six issue, or is it more a team defence thing?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, your defenders are always going to have their bottoms hanging out when the ball comes over the back of a zone, but it's as much team defence. It starts in the forward line, and they just get the raw end of the deal, the defenders, unfortunately.
You also had your problems with slow starts last year. Is that something you've addressed?
I think that's going to be something we more so address coming into the pre-season matches and making sure that we do get good starts. If your structures and your setups are all right, then you shouldn't have a worry anyway. So hopefully that's what we do well, and it'll correlate into the start of matches.
And just on Jack Rewald, how's he going? He's been back into full training for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's always up and about, Jack. We even heard from him when he was in rehab, but he's been fantastic. He's really been welcomed back into the group, and he has his say, and he's a really important player for us and for the younger guys, and helps learn them and teach them the structures that we're trying to change and make sure that they work in our favour.
Yep. So you expect to see him in the NAB Cup at some stage?
Yeah, definitely. I think the plans are to get a few games into every player, so it'll be an interesting little setup.
I know the club's all about looking forward, not back. Ben Cousins had a significant impact on this club when he was here. He's hit trouble times again. Have you spoken to him? Have any of the boys had much to do with him over the last sort of 6 months, a year or so?
Yeah, I think some guys have some really close relationships, and a text here and there just to make sure he's doing okay. I'm not 100% sure on how serious the issues are or anything like that, but yeah, he was a fantastic person to have around the club, and his wealth of knowledge for us as a young group. He was one of the more senior and experienced guys, obviously premiership player and a Brownlow medalist. So his AFL and football knowledge is absolutely fantastic, and as much as you can get out of that, then you can take it. But yeah, I think some guys have still kept some close contact and made sure that he's doing okay.
Does it gut you a bit when you see that he's fallen back into those ways?
Oh yeah, it hurts you to see someone who's such a good person just to fall away like that. But I'm not 100% sure of how serious they are and whether or not the media ramp it up a little bit. But he's a fantastic guy, and I'm sure he'll come through on the other side.
You mentioned the coach said that games are really going to have to be earned this year. Because of that, has he been any more sort of demanding of the players in pre-season than he has been sort of last year?
Dimmer does a fantastic job. He's pretty well. He's got a really good relationship with you off the field, but he also expects a lot of you on the field, and that's just set the standard for the whole pre-season. Bash and crash, the whole, I suppose, competitive nature that he showed when he played is coming out with our team, and that's only going to help us going forward.
And just with his contract situation, I know we spoke about your desire to play finals before, but is it any added pressure knowing that you've got the coach coming out of contract at the end of the year?
No, I don't think so. I think Dimmer's been doing a fantastic job, and if the players play to the way that the coaches are coaching, then we should be in a good position come the end of the season.
We heard Richard play say for a long time that it's finals or nothing this year, and then they miss it. Do you think that your supporters in the football world generally just take it as a grain of salt, given it gets set in time?
No, I think it's the real deal now. It's we started from scratch and we've built from pretty much the bottom. And look, we're just looking forward to taking the season full on from the start and making sure we give ourselves the best opportunity each game and taking it 1 week at a time. The old cliche, but that's how we're going to have to be, and making sure that we are competitive with not only the top teams, but also making sure we win the games that people expect us to.